What is up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here. We are back in the world of Agrarian Skies, and we're kind of changing things up today. I'm a little stubborn, and I like doing things a certain way, but after a certain point, even I have to admit, well, fuck, it's not working. We were trying to use this little furnace here. This is a furnace that I found in our Sky Factory Let's Play. I thought it was a great idea, something I've been wanting to use. And unfortunately, it's just not feasible, at least this early on. It's one of those things where you need an absolutely astronomical amount of resources to make work. And while it can produce an astronomical amount of power, it really isn't worth the trouble. So what we're going to be doing, at least in the short term, is we're going to switch from steam dynamos to magmatic dynamos. We're going to use our crucibles over here to fuel them. It's something that's a lot easier to do than the method we're using. The issue with it is, it's what everybody does, and I was trying to be a little bit different, and yeah, well, you know, that's what I get for... There is a reason why everybody does certain things sometimes, and this is one of those moments where it's pretty key why this was done this way. So, you know, it is what it is, and we're just going to move right along and move forward. So, one of the things we need to do before we need to move to magmatics is we need to get our crucible system flowing a little better. Now, you can see we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 10 millibuckets of, well, if you look at the top from Walla, in these crucibles, and they're climbing. So, we need to be able to store that so that we don't have to come over here and just grab it every time. Now, there's a bunch of different types of tanks. We can use the fluid tanks from agriculture. We can use fish tanks. We can use, what is it, seared tanks from tankers, creative, well, not creative, thermal expansion, hardened tanks, and all of those. Apparently there's a Certus tank. We've got the open blocks tanks, which people like using. I thought about using open blocks tanks, but they require obsidian. And these also, from what I understand, have a tendency to cause lag. So we're going to start off going with the portable tanks, and we have enough invar to make one hardened tank. Between these, we should be able to hold quite a bit. Eventually, we'll probably go with the resonant, which you can see can hold 64, but we're not there yet. We're going to have to get a little bit further technologically before we can get there. So let's go ahead and start with the portable tank. It's going to give us 3 of those, and we just take one of the 3 and we surround it with invar. That gives us our other one here. And that gives us a, what, 16, 8, 8, so that's 32? 32 buckets, which is plenty of a buffer. It's plenty. Now, eventually what we'll probably end up doing is I'll probably end up creating a room for power. We'll move the crucibles a little bit closer, and we'll pump there. But I want this to be a stopgap. I don't want to do this full time. I want this to be temporary. What our goal now is, and what I'd like to head for, is these. One of the guys on my videos pointed out that I should use, and it was on today's video. So today is Sunday. It was on my Sunday, or no, we're on Monday. Sorry. It's my Sunday, but it's really Monday. It was on Monday's Sky Factory video, and he pointed out that blood saplings have a tendency to drop redstone. I didn't know that. You get them from sieving soul sand. So there's a possibility we can get some of these. We can also go through and actually go into the nether and, you know, find them and chop them down. I haven't been into the nether yet. Nether kind of scares me. I'd like to get a few things before we go in there, so we're not quite ready to get there yet. However, if we do the soul sand setup, we can sieve them and have a chance of getting them. So the issue that I'm running into with these is they grow on the ceiling. So we would have to have a mechanism. I don't even know if we can grow those right side up. Like, I'm pretty sure we can't farm them. Anyways, apparently or supposedly, these drop redstone, at least some, when they're chopped down. So when you get redstone from these things, we can use that in the, let me find the engine real quick. This one right here, the heated redstone generator. And this thing's, I mean, other than the fact that it needs a fuck ton of redstone, it's pretty cheap to make. And this thing produces 320 RF a tick, which pretty much slaughters everything else. And it's pretty cheap to make. The fuel for it is just redstone, and the fuel lasts a pretty long time. But the issue is you have to use liquid redstone, which means we're going to need all of that set up to get that running. So that's kind of the goal we're heading towards now for power production. We're just going to be using lava production as a stopgap. So right now we need some fluid ducts. We need just the basic ones. We don't need anything special. So we're gonna need some copper and some lead. Thankfully we do have some lead. So we're gonna go ahead and make these real quick. Put that there, put that there. And we're just gonna make 24 ought to be plenty. That'll be more than we need. Okay. So for now, this setup is going to be a little funky because we're going to have to do it manually, but it ought to work. We'll have to move these periodically over to the power station so that it can drain. I'll put those like that. And then we're just going to set this up. I'm probably going to go ahead and pop this out here. And we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, and then slap it right there. Now I'm pretty sure these are going to need pneumatic servos to do what I want. You can see right here they aren't sucking out. So we're going to need 3 pneumatic servos or 3 redstone torches. The servos I think require 2. Let me look. Servo, is it 1 redstone? So it's almost equidistant either way. The question will come in is, do we actually have any sand left? I'm pretty sure we've probably, yeah, we actually do. So we're going to pull, let's see, we need 3 of these. So 3 times 2 is 6. I know a lot of you guys were thinking I wouldn't be able to do that basic math. Almost wasn't. It's still pretty early in the morning. It's 9 o'clock on Monday, which again for me is Saturday or Sunday. So it's a little bit early, but I'm functioning mostly. All right. Shit. I don't think we have any more coal hidden anywhere, which is going to kind of cramp my style a little bit. I'm pretty sure we've used all of our coal supplies to feed the very, very hungry engine over there, which is kind of a bummer. Yeah, that's kind of what I was worried about. Oh, well. Oh, there's some wood, though. We can use rubber wood to make more charcoal. There we go. Because that's not going to produce all that we need here, I don't think. It'll get cold. Well, actually, it might. Might just barely make it. Now, one of the other things I wanted to show you guys is this is the 3.01 update for Agrarian Skies. A lot of you guys may remember that when I started this Let's Play, this was on the beta version that didn't have any quests, and now we're on, like, I think this is release 2.0, so to speak. She's revamped a lot of the quests, changed things up pretty significantly, and things are kind of moving in an interesting direction. So I'll go over those here in just a second after we update this. Thankfully we have started to get a lot of redstone because of the way I've been handling the cycles over there. We do need to get those revamped pretty heavily, pretty quickly, because it's killing me. All right, so there we go. We got 1, 2, 3, and then we just open hand click, disable, open hand click, disable, and then open hand click, disable. Now those should start pumping some lava. You can see we got 4, 4, and 5, and climbing. So that's outstanding. You can see up there we've got it completely drained. The problem that we're running into now is there's no automation here. We do have plenty of cobblestone, as you can see right here, but we don't have anything to drop it in automatically. So what we're going to need is we're going to need to make some hoppers. Thankfully, we have plenty of iron and plenty of other things. We've got a fuck ton of chickens over here, which I actually, a few of you guys may have been wondering why I haven't done anything with these chickens. I have a plan for these chickens. What we're going to be using these guys for eventually is to make an automated chicken farm over our bloodstone altar. And we'll just basically be sacrificing all of them to the blood gods repeatedly for our amusement. So that'll be pretty nice. Okay, so we need some wood. I believe our funky wood chest is over here, if I recall. There we go. And we need 8 chests. No, not 8 chests. We need 3 chests. I don't know where I came up with 3. God, those things are popping out eggs like crazy. All right, so we need 3 chests. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. All right, so 3 chests. Pop those guys out. Whoops. And then we need boom boom. I'm just going to do it like this. This is a little bit easier way to go about it. There we go. And that should give us 3 hoppers. All right. And then we'll come over here and we'll put hopper 1, hopper 2, hopper 3. And now I need 3 more chests. Guess I should have just done that to begin with. You know what? We'll just make them all. What the hell? All right. And I just realized this isn't going to work like this. We'll put that one there. We'll put that one there. And then we're going to have to break this one here. There we go. And we're going to put you right here. Reason these won't work is chests don't like connecting unless they're double chests, and you don't want a double chest in that situation right there because then you won't be able to do the rest of them. All right, so popping that out, we're going to put all of this in here. We're going to fill these up a little bit at a time. There we go. I think we got plenty more. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and fill one of these up. Now, it probably would be a little bit more efficient if I only filled one up at a time, but I do want to make sure we've got plenty in all three because it is going to be a bit. And then we have a bunch over here that we can get. Let's pull all this out. And I think we've got some compressed cobblestone as well, which should turn into, well, we better sleep. We don't want to get killed by the monsters. That would end rather badly for us. All right, so let's come back over here real quick. We'll finish filling this chest up. And I think we're good. All right, I'll start filling this chest up. Now with this one right here, we do have some compressed cobble, so that'll help a little bit, but not really all that much. I mean, it's a decent amount. I'm going to split this up a little bit because we are running low on cobble at this point. Not something that we're really going to have to worry about once I get it completely automated or we swap over, because, you know, cobble is one of those resources that we are producing in decent quantities. I just want to make sure we don't have any more laying around anywhere. Look at that, we got cobble pretty much just freaking everywhere. Any in here? Surprisingly, no. Alright, let's cycle you back over. There we go. And did we get every cobble out of you? Yes, we did. And I didn't put any back in here, did I? Nope, that's seared stone. Okay, and then we just need to come over here, and I'll just grab a stack out of this guy down here. Pop that out. For some reason, I thought that was a chest. There we go. Really? Really? And nothing there. Okay. Now what I can do is I can do something like this, which is what we're gonna do here. We're gonna set that there, and now this can go left or right, and basically it will keep this thing filled up when it needs it. That's obviously going to receive cobble a lot slower, especially since it's now out of power. This requires no juice to run, so since we don't have any juice running in over here, it's just going to keep this chest filled up over here, and over time it will keep that full for us. So I will eventually, if we stick with this for long, add more to it, but for now that ought to run just fine. Okay, so we got enough lava being produced here. It's semi-automated. Obviously, the better option would be to have the cobblestone from over there feeding directly in here. We may do that kind of like we did on Sky Factory. The problem with that is it has a tendency to kind of eat frame rates for a living, and I really don't want to do that. Not only that, but there's more power we can produce with the redstone setup if I can figure out how to do it. And there's other methods. I mean, everybody uses lava production, so I'd kind of like to be a little different. If any of you guys know how to do these blood trees and make those automated, I don't think it's possible because they grow upside down. They're the trees that grow out of the ceiling. And I'm pretty sure an MFR planter isn't smart enough to plant them upside down. Now, it may be. It may be. But I'm pretty sure it's not. So if you guys know if that's possible, let me know, and we may have to change our setup. Either way, now that we've got all this set up, we do need to make a few magmatic. Oh, and I forgot to show you guys the book. Let's look at the book before we go for the magmatics. And I do need to eat real quick before we starve to death. It's one of the lessons I learned a couple episodes back when I accidentally died because of my own stupidity. Alright. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but it does look like this is not feeding in from the side, which is kind of a bummer. Yeah, it's not feeding in at all. So what I'm going to have to do here is either move this completely, or space it out, something along those lines. I might be able to move it out with item ducts. I guess that's a possibility. Either way, 2 of these running on automation is better than 3 of them running on manual input. So it just means we're not going to be able to keep 3 of them running at the same time, which that's a bummer with our current setup, but it's really not going to matter. So we've got 5, 5, 10. So that's 20 buckets of lava at the moment in climbing. We're good. All right, let's look at the new quest books or setup or whatever you want to call it. All right. So you can see that the trees changed a little bit. Specifically, we've got this, we've got this, we've got a new one right here, and then we've got a new one here. Now, this right here kills zombies. These are repeatable quests. So basically, you can do these over and over again, and they will get you half hearts. Now, you can see right here, it says 4 days and 0 hours. So I believe when you do it, that it resets every 4 days and 0 hours. So you can't just spam it over and over again. This one right here is Highway to Hell, a task where the player has to reach one or more locations. So to visit, they want us to visit the Nether, or she wants us to visit the Nether, and she wants us to go to this specific location. Now I'm assuming if we simply just build the Nether portal and we go through, this is where we're going to drop off at. I could be wrong, but that's what I believe. And then, of course, we've got this one down here, which is what we were already working on. And these are the options that they will give us. Now, the culinary generator, I believe, runs on food. And I need to look at the power production of the culinary generator. Culinary generator may be our easiest option. Now, heated redstone generator produces 320 a tick off liquid redstone. That one's pretty solid. High temperature furnace, that's the one we've got over there. It's nice, but it doesn't really meet our needs because it just requires, we would have to have probably with this setup, since we can't speed, at least I don't think we can. Are there any furnace? Yeah, there's no real sped up furnaces. I don't know about the nether furnace or the alchemical furnace. Those two might work faster. It's a possibility. I don't know, and I don't know about the crucible furnace, but I know with this furnace and the redstone furnace, we can't get the bandwidth we need. We had 10 Dartcraft furnaces maxed out on speed upgrades, and it still wasn't really fast enough to keep the thing furnace. I mean, it got us up to about 1,000 power, but we need some pretty ridiculous stuff. Now, the one nice thing about it is with iguana tweaks being in here, we can get these right here to kind of beef up the setups. So, you know, you get this set up. Where is this? Where's this at? Adept. Every time we level up these things, we get another bonus. So what we could do is if I kept chopping long enough, obviously not with this one with a lumber axe, but if I kept chopping long enough, there's a real possibility that we could get, what do you call it? One of the ones that has auto smelting on it. I don't know if Iguana Tweaks does that. But if we got an axe with auto smelting on it, then we could probably keep up with it, because you just get a bunch of jungle trees, just bam, 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 and then you've got 2 stacks of charcoal. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So let's look at the magmatic engines, since that's what we're trying to set up now. I probably should have checked this recipe before I put some time and effort into it, because it's quite possible that she changed it. It does not look like she did. So we need silver, we need Invar. Thankfully, I believe we have some silver around here somewhere. Yep, we've got silver. I'm going to pull 2 of those out. The other thing we need is a lot of Invar. Now, Invar is iron and ferrous. So we have ferrous, and we have plenty of iron. So what we'll do here, I believe it is a 1-to-1 ratio, I believe, at least for Invar. So we need 1, 2, 3. Here we need 4. So that's 3 plus 8, that's 11, right? 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah. So we need 11 per engine. I've got 2 silver. Let's start with, you know what? Let's start with 3 of them. 4 of them, we'll do 4. So that's 4, so I need 44 Invar. 44 Invar. Now let's verify that it is 1-to-1. Easiest way to verify that is just look at the damn recipe. You can see right here, it's actually 2 iron per ferrous, and I believe this gives us 3 ingots, so it is 1-to-1. So we just need to put a stack of, do we have any more ferrous in here? No. No, that's it. Okay, so we have 29, so 29 times 2 is 40, 58, right? So 29 ferrous and 58 of these, and then I just need to click up here and go off. Whoops. Wrong button. There we go. Alright, so we'll put you in there, and then we'll do bam. Okay. So we'll get these 2 set up into here. That's going to take a couple minutes. And then once all of that's in there, we should have a fairly decent amount of Invar. Now, a lot of you guys may be like, well, you're burning all of your ferrous. Why are you burning all your ferrous? Well, ferrous doesn't really have any other purpose other than this. So we're not going to really need it for any other setups as far as I know. Pretty much the only thing you use it for is simply for Invar. So this should work for us. This should work for us. All right, so we've got 27 molten nickel. Don't freak out. Nickel's basically just the other name for ferrous. And this should give us all the stuff that we need. So what I'm going to do here is we'll go ahead and cut the episode here. In the next episode, we'll get these engines set up, get them over there by the farm, get the farm running 24/7, the pulverizer and setup like that running 24/7, and then we'll start working on some of the other challenges. So anyways, for those of you watching on YouTube, hopefully you guys like this episode. If you did, please slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.